A sincere greeting goes to all the guests joining this one-day Nanfang'ao port tour. First of all, we will head to White Rice Clog Cultural House to understand how White Rice District was revived by the clog industry. You can also see the old masters making those rich and diverse handmade clogs. Then we would like to visit the Nantian Temple, which is central to the religion of all the residents in Nanfang'ao. Give greetings to 5 Matsu sea goddesses. The biggest golden Matsu made by pure gold, and a jade Matsu made of Canadian nephrite. Then we will take you all to the beautiful Napi Beach and go along the northern coastal walk path that ends up at a peculiar ledge called Tofu Headland. Our last stop will be to one-of-a-kind Suao Cold Spring. One can enjoy a cold spring spa here. This will leave you feeling refreshed. Hope you can enjoy the happy vacation. Yilan is located on the Lanyang Plain, close to Central Mountains, beside Hualien City. Yilan City is the country seat which houses the Yilan Country Government and Yilan County Country Council. The administrative areas are Lodong Township, Suao Township, Touceng Township, Chaoqi Village, Yenshan Village, Zuanwei Village, Wujie Village, Dongshan Village, Shanqing Village, Datong Village, Nang'ao Village. The original name of Yilan was Kamalan. It's from the tribe of aboriginals in Taiwan known as Kamalan tribe. When a Chinese man named Wu Sa defeated the Kamalan in 1796, Yilan Plain was opened up from a forest to a farm. This led to disappearing hunting grounds for the plain aboriginals. Eventually, the traditional culture disappeared as the Chinese people populated the area, a tragic event. Yilan is the center of the government. The highest population of Yilan County is in Ludong Township. It is a business center. Since Xueshan Tunnel has opened, it only takes 1 hour from Taipei to Yilan. Yilan has become a famous touring site in northeast of Taiwan. Ludong Township was an undeveloped forest area. There were many wild monkeys living here. The aboriginals called monkeys Rutang. The pronunciation is like Laodong. Chinese continued to use the same name, Ludong, when they came to Lanyang Plain. Lumbering was thriving at that time. All the wood sent to Ludong for processing came by railway. Ludong became a business center of Lanyang Plain, also the highest population township in Taiwan now. Lodong Transportation Center is located on the back of Lodong Station, improving the bad traffic by rebuilding the transportation center. Lodong Railway Development Project can go together with increasing more convenient travel in the future. Lodong Transportation Center is a various station. There are 12 platforms for buses, including a waiting room, ticket booth, and transportation. Not only does it solve the traffic demand, it also brings business to the locals. After Xueshan Tunnel opened up, you can drive from Taipei to Yilan in 1 hour. The traffic is heavy, and the Lodong Transportation Center also services every 10 minutes from Taipei to Yilan. Lodong Tourism Night Market is closing to local night markets. Linked up by Datong Shopping Street, it's pushing up the nightlife of Lodong Township. Lodong Traditional Market is cheerful in daytime. It's a shopping center for housewives, and the local night market is thriving with tourists at night. Lodong Tourism Night Market is gathering around Lodong Park. You can all have the traditional foods of Yilan in here. There are many clothing shops and shoe shops surrounding the night market. It's the best place to buy something new, something fresh. In 1624, the Spanish beheld Taiwan during a course to Japan. Yilan got the name from a Spanish place which is called Santa Catalina. After the Spanish came ashore in Suao, they gave the name to Suao port San Lorenzo. According to Qing Emperor Mr. Su Shi from Chenzhou, he brought more than 40 people to open up land here. The later generations named the port as Suao Bay to remember Su. A naturally good harbor, Suao Harbor, originally called East Bay, is surrounded by mountains and is strategically located and difficult to access. It faces the Pacific Ocean. Suao Township is located on the southeast of Yilan, close to the Pacific Ocean. It is the start of the Suhua Highway to Hualien, also the end of the National Highway No. 5. Suao is located on the exit of Lanyang Tunnel, surrounded by mountains. Nanfang'ao and Beifang'ao Harbor are at the north and south side. Suao Harbor and Southern Ao Harbor provide bulk cargo carrier and naval use. It is located on a perfect position. Suao Harbor is pretty wide with a reef spread out in the middle. When spring and summer come, everything goes smoothly on the sea. All ships' inverted reflection in the water makes it look like a wonderland. It has been chosen as a top 8 must-see of Lanyan. Through the ages, it has been a target of pirates and is also known as Thief Ao. Tourist spots are located along the coast, close to the vast Pacific Ocean. Most of Suao's landscapes form spectacular views. Going along Suhua Highway or standing on Fortress Hill, you can look out over Suao. The capes at the north and south side look like 2 big claws. Standing on the port, you can look over the magnificent harbor at the south side and north side to Turtle Island. Lanyan Plain is near. One suddenly realizes Suao Harbor is standing at a special position in Lanyang Coast. Suao Harbor, east to the Pacific Ocean, surrounded by mountains. The landscape is magnificent. You can enjoy the beautiful harbor on West Hillside when the setting sun is going down by nightfall. The lights on the boats light up the sea. What a great moment. Big fish appear near by the flood building in common. It was attracted by fishermen, and they appreciate the extensive ocean while fishing here. There are many tourist spots in Suao. We guarantee that you keep them with you in a wonderful memory. The White Rice Village was opened up by Commander Da Zong Lo from Fujian for the Suhua Old Road. The government officials were stationed in Suao by the Qing Emperor. They discovered there was a river creeping between the mountains. The white stones appeared as rice grains when river valleys dried up. Finally, officials named this place White Rice. During Japanese occupation, the Japanese used the natural topographic conditions by opening up the mineral industry. They focused on limestone, lime powder production, and established cement mills. White Rice Jar is located in a small valley in Suao. From 1970 to 1980, the cement industry was flourishing at that time. Cement mills surrounded the township. This township began producing the #1 cement in Taiwan. Because the mineral of the cement was white stone, thus the people called the township White Rice. White Rice Township has a rich geographic landscape, located in southeast of Suao, with White Rice Bridge at the south side, Forest Hill on the west side, and the Pacific Ocean to the east. White Rice River crosses the township of 1,000 residents from Suao Harbor into the Pacific Ocean. White Rice Jar is abound in wood for producing clogs. It was developed by the clog industry and became the important supply place in Taiwan. People also called it Clog Village. Clogs were all the rage in Japanese occupation. Because of Japanese control, the forest was rigidly controlled by the government. The clogman couldn't get enough wood for producing, so they had to take risks on their own lives, against which administrators climb up the mountains to get the wood. Such were these hard times. White Rice Township is close to Suao Military Harbor and Suao Old Train Station. The transportation is convenient and the forest is rich. The clog industry was developed by the Japanese during Japanese occupation. The clog skills started to become famous in Taiwan and became an important supply place. Under the impact of Suao's urbanization and processing industry, the old village was taken over by factories. Many of the young people moved out of the village. As the traditional clog industry gradually deteriorated year by year, the name white rice jar was on the decline. Under the awakening of environmental protection the past few years, the community is now improving from the pollution produced by the steel mills and the cement mills. The clog industry, pushed by the development of society, the legend of the clogs was born. White Rice Cultural House was established in 1998. The first floor was rebuilt into a dorm. The magnificent outside appearance still keeps the wall painting which was made by the residents. It's impressive. In 2004, the second and third floor was affixed to hold the incoming tourists that increased day by day. Clog Cultural House is reviving the community through the interviews with residents to recognize again the community's contributions. People will know clogs are an important part of the community's past. White Rice Township gets new bloods through sustainable employment projects. It is also made a place for clogs by the project of the Cultural House via the Ministry of Cultural Affairs. Starting with the turning point of White Rice Cultural industry, it offered job opportunities for women, combining community, life, cultural, and industry to construct their own white rice lifestyle. White Rice Cultural House is divided into 3 floors. First floor is the exposition hall and coffee shop. Many of the clogs are on display. The second floor is an art shop. You can see the masters making handmade clogs. The clog is not only useful, but also has healing effects. For example, the standing clog was designed by high front, low back. When you flip on shoulder, width apart, body will go straight. It looks like you're standing by a wall. It can activate blood circulation and prevent hunchback. The third floor is Clog Classroom, where teachers will lead you to making clogs. They will show you the traditional shaving techniques. There are many ways to make clog rings and hanging ornaments, like color decoration and carvings and leather carvings. Not only can you buy every kind of clog here, but you can also order custom-made clogs. You can print photos on the clog, do it yourself step by step. It's worth it for your experience. Because of the meaning of white rice history and recruitment in the community, White Rice Clog Village is developing the handicrafts which bring in more income for the tourism industry. Back in the old days, people faced to the wasteland and mountains to make a living, but in modern times people face to construct the whole community. It's the same as our ancestors go into the new world. There is only one direction, which is home. Giving full scope to creative and imagination in clogs, developing every kind of handicraft. Click-clack sounds are so familiar. Knock on the sleeping village. Nantian Temple is located on Suao and enshrines the goddess of the sea. Appearance and modeling in brilliant southern Taiwan temple style, Nantian Temple is dazzling and magnificent. It's also at the center of the residents' religion. Because of Nanfang'ao is so close to the Pacific Ocean, most of the people are fishing for a living and stay at the sea all year round, fighting for a living. People believe Matsu can protect them when they are fishing and provide them a bumper harvest. One day in 1946, a fisherman went out to work. A violent storm and roaring wave came in unpredictably. With all of the danger, they started to pray to Matsu. Suddenly the storm stopped and the sun came out, and they believed it was Matsu who heard their prayers and saved them. Residents built Nantian Temple to appreciate Matsu in 1950. They finished the main room in 1952 and completed it in 1956. Except for the original matsu in Nantian Temple, there are 5 Meizo matsu that were smuggled to Taiwan before Taiwan opened trade with China, and they have been seized. But now the government gives a special pardon to allow those matsus to be put in a Nantian Temple. Nantian Temple is the first one to have Meizo matsu in Taiwan. People come here to see those matsu statues that have been smuggled here. Nantian Temple has been recruited in 1990 to build the biggest matsu in the world. It's all made of gold, 203 kilos heavy. It attracts believers to come here and has made this golden matsu famous. Every detail of the matsu that you can see shows how solemn silence that matsu is. Believers can enjoy the great visual of matsu when they come to worship. The jade matsu from Canada was enshrined on the 2nd floor of Nantian Temple in 2000. It was made by 20 tons of jade. This statue is also a work of art. Meizo matsu, golden matsu, and jade matsu are the biggest matsu and great attendance temple in Taiwan. Believers come from everywhere. There are many peace candies on the altar offered to those pilgrims who have come a long way. We believe this can bring us happiness and blessing. Plentiful rain and solid limestone formations made the one and only Suao Cold Spring and Cha Oshi Hot Springs in Southeast Asia. There are cold water springs, 2 underground natural treasures of Lanyang Flatland. The Suao Cold Spring is located on Suao Ilan. The spring water comes out from the foot of the hill in the west side of Chixing Mountain, right in front about 300 meters from Suao Station. Suao Cold Spring District was rebuilt by Town Hall in 1988. It has been hit by typhoons several times and had come down into ruins. After repair, Suao Cold Spring started famous in 2000, all the way to what it is today. The spring's average temperature is below 22 degrees Celsius. It's the only one in the whole East South Asia. There are 2 in the world, Taiwan and Sicily Island. The water from the spring contains carbon dioxide. Bubbles keep popping up from the bottom. Suao Cold Spring is the most famous of the many cold springs in Taiwan, also the only one containing sodium acid. The spring's average temperature is below 22 degrees Celsius, and it has a pH of 5.5. Fish and shrimp couldn't live in this water. If insects drop in, they will die soon. People misunderstood it as a toxic spring. During the Japanese occupation, Japanese soldiers found the water is drinkable and tastes sweet, and it made them feel cheerful. During Japanese occupation, scholars did studies on this cold spring to prove it doesn't contain toxins. After research, they concluded that bathing in the spring could cure various ailments. Suao Cold Spring is truly a rare natural spring with water at a temperature of 22 degrees Celsius. It's drinkable and bathable. At the Cold Spring area, there is an outdoor public pool, 16 private bath pools, and a leisure park. The value of the spring water is better than normal spring. It contains amounts sprinkled everywhere from the spring is natural. The small bubbles keep popping up from the bottom are quite fun. Some people say the feeling like bathing in a sugar-free soda water. While you may feel cold the moment you get into the water, in no more than 5 minutes you shall feel warm from top to toe. The water will get into your bones. When your body turns to red, it's the spring healing efficacy. It is said bathing in the cold spring water is good for soothing skin diseases, and drinking it can heal stomach aches. Be sure to try this magical cold spring. Because of the spring water contains lots of carbon dioxide and is clear, locals established a factory to make ramune, a cold spring soda drink. Locals make two specialty Yogan and cold spring soda water from Suao Cold Springs. Although the soda water stopped manufacturing, the Suao Yogan is still famous. Don't forget to bring some souvenirs back home, like traditional cracker and rice cake after the spa. Yilan government sticks to the point of the development of Nanfang'ao Harbor, planning to design an arch-type steel bridge to cross over the harbor on the channel outside of the third harbor. Nanfang'ao Harbor Bridge was finished in June of 1998. It was designed to solve the problem of big ships that were unable to pass through. This great shape of the arch-type steel bridge is not only a shortcut from Tofu Cape to the new port on the east side, but it also connects to the highway of the harbor, elevating the whole development of the harbor. Sea Channel Bridge is the first one single beam hanging bridge in Asia. It connects to Suao Harbor and Nanfang'ao Harbor. The decorations on the bridge are of wildlife of the sea and has increased the special look for Nanfang'ao. There's a viewing deck for tourists to see the ships coming in and out of the harbor. It also looks over the whole of the Nanfang'ao and brings business to the fishing town. The Shao'an viewing deck is located on about 108 kilometers high over Suhua Highway, 140 meter height. It's the best position for lookout in Nanfang'ao. You can look out over the extensive of the Tiger Mountain from the west side, Tofu Cape, Pinholder Mountain, Military Harbor, Napi Beach, and Turtle Island are all on the east side. Suao Harbor is at the north side of the harbor. Nanfang'ao is located on the east-south of Suao Yilan, close to the Pacific Ocean. Black tides pass through the outside of the sea. There are many kinds of migrants. It's easy to form a natural fish culture zone. Nanfang'ao was a fishing village for Aboriginals who were oppressed by the Chinese people. During Japanese occupation, they opened Nanfang'ao Harbor and attracted mainly fishermen from other places. Eventually, it became the fishing village. People came from many places in Taiwan to live here. Because of the different groups, they bring different cultures, later developing in a unique culture for Nanfang'ao. There are about 9,000 people living in Nanfang'ao. 80% of the people work in fishing. Nanfang'ao is surrounded by mountains. The lay of the ground is private and it's close to the fish culture zone, a great natural harbor. Nanfang'ao Harbor is connected to a small island in front that has become a natural shield. When summer typhoons bring strong southwestern winds, ships can hide in the harbor. So it was called Southwestern Ao in the past. The landscape around Nanfang'ao are capes, ledges, marine cliffs, marine caves, land-tied islands, bays, and beaches. Nanfang'ao Fishing Harbor is located on the south side of Suao International Business Harbor. It's the important base of inshore and near sea, holding around 1,000 ships, one of the biggest fishing harbors in Taiwan. Nanfang'ao has 3 fishing harbors. The first one is Nanfang'ao Fishing Harbor, finished in 1921. Near-sea ships are mainly mooring here. The second is Napi Fishing Harbor, started in 1959. It was only a fish market, but tourists increased day by day. Now it's changed to run into a fishing retail. The discharging place of Nanfang'ao Fishing Harbor is a fish market now. Fish vendors and tourists make deals here. Such a cheerful place. All the fish just discharging from ships. That's extremely fresh. If you want some fresh seafood, the fish market is the only choice. You can also experience the local culture of Nanfang'ao. The third harbor is close to Suao Harbor. Purse boats and long-distance fishing fleets are mooring here. It's mainly stock business. Nanfang'ao Fishing Harbor is a place that the black tide passes through. There are many kinds of migrants, such as the popular mackerel. The fishing village cultural features this harbor. There are many seafood restaurants standing on the Yugan Road and Seafood Road. People call it Seafood Street. Fresh seafood is all around here. Having some seafood is surely the thing when you visit a harbor. There are so many restaurants gathering around the harbor. Remember to bring some fresh seafood back home. Napi Fishing Harbor was finished in 1955. The government extended this area in 1959. It became the second harbor of Nanfang'ao. The outboard of the harbor is a flood building next to the Pacific Ocean. Napi faces the ocean, located at the south board. It was a gathering place for Carmelan people. Napi Beach is a beautiful bay in Nanfang'ao. It was the plain to drive past for the fishing harbor. When the flood building finished at the eastboard of Nanfang'ao, the connection became a strong shield. Napi Beach is a curved beach. The landform caused marine corrosion and marine accumulation. The marine corrosion, including cape, ledges, marine cliffs, and silver sand mixing with grit forming the beach as marine accumulation. Napi Harbor is extremely quiet and calm, located on a private secluded place, attracting many sweet couples to come. It's where the name Lover's Beach comes from. There is lots of gravel spread all over the beach. When the sun comes out on a good day, the gravel will shine like gems, making the beach look so romantic. The bottom of Napi Harbor is also a good spot for playing with water. The government is planning on a natural leisure area. Napi Beach has its back to the mountains, face to the sea. The water is clean and the view is pretty. When the sun goes down, the fishing ships come back. It's an amazing sight. The land-tied island is a row of hills laid down by the sea. Under 100 meters in height, an obvious saddle on the land, especially the three hills on the right side. It's like a pinholder. Locals call it Pinholder Mountain. It also looks like a good place for fishermen because fish rush and seek food here every season. You can go sailing, windsurfing, surfing, kayaking, and diving here in the summer. Nanfang'ao was a beautiful and cheerful fishing village before the Napi Beach planning of North Bay Park. There are more than 100 people living here. They are all residents of Nanfang'ao. Waterside is the theme of the park. Planning seaside walkway, seaside pavilion with many chairs and booths on the path. Napi Beach is the backland of parks. Couples love to walk on the beach. People call it Lover's Bay. There are many spectacular coffee shops standing on Lover's Bay. Leisurely having a coffee, enjoying the extensive Pacific Ocean in front of you is such a great time. You can walk on the beach or just sit on the levee as a little breeze creeps on your face. The waves lick at the seawall. This is the best thing you can experience on YilanA's beach, especially in the early morning and at nightfall. Lantide Island and Tombolo landforms to Tofu Cape. It's a magnificent little harbor alongside the coastal line between Line 11 and the mountains on the east side of Nanfang'ao. During Japanese occupation, before Sea Harbor was constructed, people said they built up 2 platforms on the harbor. It looked like tofu, so people called it Tofu Cape. Cleaving Stone and Phyllite are the main landforms, also called Tombolo Cape. The landform is curved. The groove side faces to the sea. It's a unique view in Taiwan's harbor. Tofu Cape was planning a driveway for the harbor, but when Suao Harbor was finished, Tofu Cape became a curved place that is self-closing. The beach under the grooves became a great place for playing water. Tofu Cape is a wide range. All facilities are complete. A seaside walk path from northwest to southeast, and planning a viewing booth, entrance square, beach activity area, and breakwater area. Tofu Cape is a little bay of Nanfang'ao. The landform is curved. Groove side faces towards the ocean, good for camping and water activities such as snorkeling and kayaking. You can't miss this great place for sunrises. There's a ridge nearby where fishermen attend their work. Look over for viewing of the cliff while fishing. It is also a good place for sunsets. Ships come back before nightfall. The light of the setting sun and the clouds make a wonderful view. Pinholder Mountain between Tofu Cape and Napi Beach is a steep mountain. Fishermen frequent here because of the plentiful fish. Chao-Chi Hot Spring is located on Chao-Chi Village, Yilan. It's formed by a volcanic belt. A sodium acid spring is such a rare spring in Taiwan. During Japanese occupation, the government was encouraged and rewarded businessmen that established hot spring hotels. Because of that, about 100 hot spring hotels were constructed near Chao-Chi Station. This led to Chao-Chi becoming a hot spring village. The average spring temperature is 58 degrees Celsius and has a pH of 7. It's a sodium acid spring. You will feel smooth and glossy after hot springs. No matter how much soaking, bathing in the processed mineral water is great for the body's health. It's the highest grade in Taiwan hot springs. The residents of Chao-Chi called this hot springs Hot Ditch in early days, and now the name changed to Tongwei-guo, which means hot springs surrounding ditch. Due to the extremely rare Chao-Chi hot spring in Taiwan, the Yilan government is trying to create a new face to Chao-Chi village, upgrading the hot springs and keeping the memory of the traditional buildings. Tongwei-guo Spring Park is finished at the end of 2005, designed in a Japanese style. There are water spaces and viewing booths, also like Himtoto Spa Pool and outdoor foot bathing pool. They are all full Zen culture. There's a naturally beautiful forest spa pool with a great view in the park. A tourist center, water space, walking path, foot bathing pool, activity square and many viewing booths in the park offer tourists a magnificent view while taking a spa. People love to have a foot soak in the early morning in Tongwei-guo Park, enjoying the natural comfort space where all is green. Residents and tourists both can have a great time in Tongwei Park. If you like to have a foot soak at night, it's a little bit cool outside, but you will have a warm feeling on your feet. It will rid you of your fatigue. You can also enjoy the fish spa, a hot spring filled with fish also known as Dr. Fish. They'll eat your dry, aging foot skin and clean the maturing cutins. That feeling of spring fish biting your skin is really delicate. You can feel some are biting hard, while others are biting slightly. It feels a lot like electrical shock. Tongweiguo Park is combing with business. It's a new spot for night activity that will keep your memories when you visit Chaoqi.